Here's a go today, it's Frankie and I'm here with TV Show Thursdays. And this show is called The Crew. I'm not quite sure what to think of this show. I thought it was going to be good. It just wasn't up to standards. It's about this NASCAR chief. It's basically NASCAR racing, and it's about a chief and his crew that are struggling at the moment, and a new boss just comes in just to try and sort things out a bit. And the chief is played by Kevin James, who also acted in a sitcom called King of Queens, which you gotta watch. King of Queens is absolutely hilarious. I'm on season 5, episode 3, I think. It's still a long way to go in that one. A lot more episodes to go and more seasons to go, and that's funny. He also plays, himself in this one too. He's also called Kevin in this show too. So yeah, and I just found this a little bit boring. The characters are pretty much annoying. It just drags itself on. I think the only sane character that comes close to being funny is Kevin. And to be fair, he's got a lot older in this one. He looks well older in this show. Bloody hell, I think it was King of Queens over 20 years ago. And this show was made in 2021. So yeah, he got a lot older then. And he's only sane one I can think of in this one. He's not as funny as he was in King of Queens. And you got Beth that has some sort of annoying voice, who thinks she's funny but isn't. She's trying her best to be overly funny but isn't. You have Catherine, who's like a strict boss that she's trying to be funny by being smart, but it doesn't quite work. And then you have Chuck, who I think could be funny. I'm sure I recognise him. Was he not in The Neighbourhood? That sitcom? I've seen him around a few times, and he's actually not a bad actor. He's quite funny. In this one though, he's okay. But again, I don't think he's that funny in this show. I think you have Amir or something like that, who is always having the shaky hands, and to me, he's quite annoying. He's quite a bit nervous, oh my god, shaking his hands off. I don't know about him either. I just wasn't feeling his type of vibe. And then you have someone called Rob comes in, who was, the sponsor, but now, isn't, because Catherine fired him and he has to go away. And now they're doing something called Fake Steak, which is the new sponsor. I don't even know what's going on. I have no idea. And then we have Jake, who's pretty much he sounds like a narcissist, but isn't. He thinks he's a hit with the ladies and stuff. I don't know, man. I just don't feel it whatsoever. And you have these two dudes that they meet up, that they sit at the bar, whatever you call it, or restaurant, and they sort of tease them and something like that. And then you have also, I've only watched 3 episodes of this, by the way. It's half an hour long, so I've got enough information as I could from the show. Then there's other scenes where, especially when Jake tries the steak, rhymes too, and I thought that scene was quite okay. I give him that for this scene, but again, it was a bit annoying. You also have scenes where they're a bit stressed out over stuff, and yeah, don't really know what else to think. You got Kevin that has to sort a new sponsor because he doesn't like, the one that Catherine part, but they have to deal with it anyway. Also, where they're trying out the steak, the mushroom cut. I don't know what it is, and Kevin tries to eat it and it's too chewy, and then Jessica something like that, I think, comes in. She's the champion driver, but they don't end up hiring, I don't think, because they find, they figure that Jake is actually faster than her slightly, but then he ends up crashing the car because of his beads or whatever, his bracelets or something like that. Just goes everywhere. And there's a scene where Beth is trying to act like they're just trying to interview Amir, just enough pretend interview, because Catherine just has to interview him as well. They're starting again, so that she knows enough about them, and she just so that she knows about them, just so that she gets a view on how it is for them and what they're like over there. So she didn't fire everybody. I thought she was going to fire somebody, but not really. Yeah, so there's not really much else to go by in this show, to be fair. I find it pretty dull. This might be a short video. I'm only going to talk about the entire thing because there really ain't nothing else to talk about. But yeah, look, I had to give it a watch because Kevin James in, so I thought maybe it's funny. If I didn't start watching The King of Queens again, I don't think I would have watched this. So yeah. I don't know. And of course, we can say I've got like the shave and the cut. I mean, no, yeah, shave and cut. That's it. Yeah. So I look pretty good actually. Pretty interesting to be fair. But very much clean and neat. I hate the beard on my face. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I just can't stand beards. Getting all that out of the way makes it easier. So yeah, had to bring that down. And my top as well. Have you lost? Where does it say here? Have you lost your mind? I had to put this on. I look a bit ridiculous, but it's actually quite a funny shirt to wear, to be honest. So yeah, just figured out to put that on. Wear something that's a bit different. You know, I don't think I haven't worn this shirt for long, because I just found the wardrobe recently. So yeah, So after the rating now, this is a pretty easy number to rate it by. I've had this number in my head since I started watching it, and it is average. I don't think it's bad, I don't think it's good, I don't think it's nowhere near decent. I think it's average. And the fact there's only one season of this, it's more disappointing because there's not much to go by. So yeah, I think it's a 5 out of 10. I think they need to have more humour. Characters actually wanted to try and be funny, instead of trying to just overdo or be a bit silly to be funny. That's really it. A lot of that needs to be in this sort of show. But at least I gave it a go. You know? So yeah, that's it with this video. 5 out of 10 is. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, comment, share if you know, subscribe, hit the notification below. So I'll see you in the next video.